Being a humanitarian in the field, I definitely suffered from burnout, which I believe was cumulative and happened over a period of time. Self-care was what went first, when the self-care should be primary. I saw it manifest in me and just, feeling very unfocused, unable to work efficiently and effectively, getting quite, tired, stressed, anxious. In others, I saw nightmares, fatigue, headaches, and just a general sense of sort of hopelessness and depression.
Stillpoint Engage grew out of, this sort of wide range of social and cultural things that we were looking at that impact mental health. If we could do something that would allow humanitarian aid workers in general to have more impact, to sustain their work without burning out, to be more culturally sensitive to the people they were working with, so their interventions could stick and have real meaning in their cultural context, we realized that that's what we could offer.
A humanitarian aid worker is a doctor, a nurse, a midwife, a logistics person. There's so many different roles for a humanitarian aid worker: psychologist, psychiatrist.
There's a lot of collateral damage to the aid workers that results in poor functioning when they return, or suicide, or substance abuse, or an inability to carry on after that kind of work without major psychological scars.
You are part of the community, and so when children die, you feel that. That's why it's so important to offer all of this support. Every humanitarian aid worker that I have the opportunity to meet is an inspiration to the work that we do. And that includes Anyeth. Her story is powerful.
Something happens, you pack up, you get clearance, security clearance, and you go to the field. So it's very exciting, it's very fast, it's very, you go to places not many people are able to go to. People are running one direction and you're running into it. Going to a place that was attacked by the Lord's Resistance Army. They're incredibly brutal. They abduct children, and I couldn't sleep because I was that terrified. And they were terrifying, actually. When you hear this group is coming, everybody flees. And so for some reason, I also started to feel that as well. I just felt like, oh my goodness, what if they came in the night? So it was a scary situation. But again, I didn't really have the tools to be able to deal with it, or anybody to really talk to about that particular experience.
It's about strengthening yourself. It's about becoming more resilient, because you're what you bring to the field. It's not, you're not bringing any heavy equipment or things, you're just bringing yourself.
Well, once you see the problem and understand that there could be a solution, it's a moral and psychological imperative to do something. That's just how I work. Knowing that even in these sort of horrible, completely overwhelming realities, they can pause, and they'll need to find their own kind of still point to go on and not be destroyed by it.
He's got to do that anyways.
Yes, we're supporting humanitarian aid workers around the world. We're also supporting local paramedics. So we're looking globally, but we don't want to not look in our own backyard.
It's not just limited to this resilience in face of trauma issue. It's probably part of a larger growing awareness that we really need to tend to our own humanity.
My hope is that as people get to know us, if our work resonates with them, and it's meaningful and heartfelt to them, that they'll want to be part of it. It doesn't matter when you leave the field. I believe it always feels premature, because there's always more to do. There's always more to do.
A world in need needs you.
With your generous financial support, together we elevate our shared humanity.